What's up? This is Patrick. Welcome to episode 43 of the ETF podcast, Everything Except the Football. I hope you guys are doing great. Today I am in Lyon in a hotel room. I'm flying back home tomorrow, but this episode is special for another reason. I had the chance to interview a very cool person in Tallinn in Estonia, and I think I'm going to not spoil anything and let you just enjoy the conversation. So if you want to drop us a line, you can do so at EETFpod on Twitter or EETFpodcast@gmail.com. And what else? Yeah, the last 7 weeks have been, my head is still spinning and I'm not even back home yet. It's been an incredible trip here, and I consider myself lucky I had the chance to do it. And I hope you guys have the chance to do something similar as soon as possible. So yeah, without further ado, here is my conversation. Thanks. All right, so episode 44 of the podcast, or 43, I'm not sure. Welcome anyway. I hope you guys are doing good. We welcome you today from Tallinn, in lovely Tallinn in Estonia. What an amazing city. Maybe I'll cover it in a future episode. Anyway, but now, today, I have the pleasure and the honor to welcome a special guest. We have a common friend. We might also talk about that later. We have here Katya from Ukraine. How are you?
I'm good, and it's so interesting experience for me.
Well, good. Hopefully it will be a good one. So we could cover a million different topics, but to start with, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Well, I'm from Ukraine. I moved to Estonia 4 years ago with my husband. Estonia is famous for its IT sector and startups, and he's a developer, so he got a job offer. And we discussed this and decided to try to live in Estonia. Well, oh my God.
That's okay.
So since then I live in Estonia and discovering this country. It's really lovely and cozy, and I wish everybody to visit it. It's a super cool country to see and actually to live. Well, last year I finally found a job here. I started working. I'm a barista, and I'm a bit like a coffee geek. Yeah, what else?
Well, I mean, you mentioned working as a barista, but you had some training as something completely different back in Ukraine. What is it?
Well, by education, I'm a mathematician. And I used to teach kids mathematics and help them with exams. And it was my job. At first, it was my hobby and extra money as a student. And then it turned into a job. I also worked as a florist with flowers and decorations. It was amazing. I also tried myself as a baker. And I used to work with a couple of coffee places, and I baked some cupcakes and cookies for them.
Mm-hmm.
And also I made cakes for my friends and relatives for birthday parties. And for Easter and Christmas, I had crazy times baking all these Easter breads.
Nice.
And Stollen for Christmas. So yeah, it was crazy times. What else? Once I even worked as a fitness trainer in some fitness club for ladies.
In Ukraine?
Yeah, in Ukraine.
Okay. So did you find it frustrating to move from like mathematics background to working as a barista?
Between that, it was like huge gap, maybe 3 years probably.
Okay.
So for that time, I was thinking, what can I do here? Because in Estonia, here is a lot of like really big Russian population, and they still have Russian-speaking schools. So first year I was tutoring here for Russian kids because I'm not sure that I can teach in English. it takes like more, I think, skills and energy. But I realized that I don't like it, and I can't work at school because I need to. They now they making some laws about Estonian language, and that school's supposed to be in Estonian, what is good.
Mhm.
And I'm really happy that they finally do that. So I couldn't work at school because I didn't speak Estonian, and even now I speak hardly.
You're B1, I think.
I finished B1 course, but anyway, it's so strange, but you can't actually have practice of Estonian language in Estonia. It's super hard. Everyone knows English or Russian, and you can just, I don't know, feel comfortable without speaking Estonian, unfortunately.
It's a little bit like Berlin these days. You don't even need German anymore.
Well, yeah, it's like it's a good thing, and from other sides, it's bad because it's a country, and I respect it, and I respect language and culture, and I wish to speak better Estonian. But really, when people see that it's not my native language, they're really nice and polite, and they're trying to help me. That's why they changed to English.
Yeah. So may I be horribly rude and ask you how old you are?
I'm 30 years old.
Okay. Okay. So that means that. Okay. So you don't remember the fall of the Soviet Union or anything like that? You probably heard stories from your parents or something.
Of course, but I never seen any bad stuff. Maybe I've seen, but it was so normal for us, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but my memories is that nobody has money. And my grandma, she used to have a summer house, and we had a garden there, and all the vegetables we had from this garden. We never bought anything from supermarket. I think some maybe bread or some like products, but not food.
Okay.
Also, she had chickens and gooses, and I remember once or twice she even had a pig.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And every spring in our apartment, all the windows were covered with plants because she was planting like tomatoes, bell pepper, everything. So I know everything about gardening. And also, it's actually, if you think about it, it's so awful. Other kids, they used to live normal life in apartments without this gardening on the windows.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this experience. And also I don't know how it's called, incubator or what, for eggs.
Yep.
So I know how chickens show up from the eggs and not only chickens. And they used to live in our apartment. So we had a huge box in the middle of the room. So you can imagine this Soviet Union apartment, 2 rooms. Their family, 4 people live there. So I have room for me and my sister. And in the middle of the room, like all the space, take huge box with, I don't know, 30 chickens, tiny ones. Yeah. They were waiting for warmer time so we can take them to the summer house because it was pretty cold there.
Okay.
I mean, we never lived there in the winter. So my grandma started like from early spring, going there, just like preparing everything. And then she took all the animals from our apartment.
Okay. We can go back to life in Ukraine in your childhood, but I'm wondering a little bit about Estonia. Okay, for those people who don't know, Estonia has about 1.3 million people. I looked it up a few minutes ago because we talked about that yesterday. We weren't too sure exactly. It's about 45,000 square kilometers, so that's about the size of Denmark, I think.
Yeah, it's tiny.
For our American listeners, it is the size of New Hampshire and Vermont combined.
Well, it takes like 3 hours from one side to another to drive by car. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's super small.
As you mentioned, it is a very digital country. Skype was created here.
Yeah.
Is there something that surprised you the most about the Estonian people when you arrived?
I think what was unusual for me, that here everything is slow. Like not people, like there's a kind of stereotype that Estonians are slow, but they're not. But their lifestyle is pretty, I don't know, they just take it easy. And in Ukraine, for example, delivery of something, you order something online and you get it like next day.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter from what part of the country you ordered that.
Okay.
So it can be like, I don't know, from western parts, from Lviv. It take one night on a train to get there, but you can, if you order something until 12 a.m., you can get it like tomorrow in the morning. And it works fast and super cool. But here, I had a few situations. I ordered, I think it was coffee machine, and on the website it was like you'll get it like in 3 working days. I was waiting for 2 weeks.
Oh,
Yes, and I was calling them and asking like why, what's going on, how long I should wait it, and they said, "Oh, sorry, we don't have it in stock, so we ordered it from some, I don't know, from Germany, for example." But so they say that they have it, but like country is small, economic. It's not small, but anyway, like market is small. So they don't have all the things here. So they order. That's why you wait. It's easier to order from Amazon. It'll be faster than you order from some Estonian website with electronics.
so you arrived here 4 years ago. Did you live in other countries before?
No, but my husband, he always was talking that he would like to live somewhere. It was about new challenges for him probably, and career as well. And I always was living in this waiting mode that I don't know when, but we will move somewhere. And that's actually stopped me from doing something for myself, like to start my own business, for example, or I don't know, maybe be more productive in career or studying or whatever, because I always waited. It could be happened like at any moment. And once he decided to leave, to try to live in Lviv, and we moved there for a couple of weeks. And like now, when I go back there with memories, I realize that it's actually pretty same experience that I had in Estonia. I mean, like from his side, like how he reacted and what he was doing. Then we also used to live a couple weeks in Poland, in Wrocław, because his company had office there, and he also decided to try. And then on one of conferences, there was some Estonian company. I think it's okay. So there was some Estonian company that they were trying to introduce Estonia to IT people and invite them to work here. So after that, he brought lots of books. Like, there's Estonia. We need to go there.
His mind was made up to move there. So how long did you have to prepare until you moved there?
It's happened really fast. We were engaged at that moment, and he didn't tell me, but he got a few interviews. And then when he finally knew that they're going to hire him, and their last interview was offer and discussing salary thing. Before that, he talked to me and like told me about this opportunity to move here. Actually, I was really happy for him because it's great, And we discussed and agreed to move. Then we decided that probably it's better actually to get married. Like, we were engaged for 1 year probably.
Okay.
Yeah, and until that we were together for 10 or 9 years. So we decided to get married, so everything is easier with documents and and then like it's bam, 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 all fast.
Where were you living in Ukraine before?
It's Cherkasy. It's central part of Ukraine.
Okay.
And in Ukrainian sizes, it's not far from Kyiv. It's 3 hours by car.
Okay.
But in Estonia, it's like opposite side of the country.
Because Ukraine is big.
Yeah, it's big.
I don't have any comparison, but guys, look it up. It's big, believe me. Okay, so were you... I understand that it must be exciting to move to a new challenge and another country and all that, but were you sad about leaving Ukraine, or did you mostly see positives about it?
No, I never been sad about that, and maybe I'm a bit weird because I never missed my country and I never missed my parents, and it was so like normal to do that. Yeah, I just like packed my stuff, throw away everything I didn't need, uh, gave like all my like dresses and juicer and plants to people I know. It was actually it was really hard to get rid of things that we owned for many years.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And well, I mean, good thing is, I mean, you weren't moving to Mars. They have juicers here. You can buy another one.
Yeah, but I brought my piano.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
It's electronic piano, but anyway, it's big, and it was. I have funny story.
No, please.
So my English was really bad at the time. I think. Well, I didn't have enough practice, so I was packing all the stuff boxes, and as we had pretty like I think a lot of electronics like piano, also my this kitchen like mixer, big one, and we bought them maybe a few months before we moved because we didn't know that we're going to move. So it looked really like new, and so I was packing, and I was worried that on a custom control they might think that we are going to sell it, or I don't know. So I was I wanted to sign somehow that it was used before, so it's not new. And I don't know why, but I wrote it like "be used." And when it got to Estonia, and we started opening, and we noted that they were open our boxes just to check is like everything okay. And then we made a joke. It would be super cool if someone in custom control, like crossed this B and like was on top. It would be super cool, but nobody did.
Nobody did. Disappointing. And so if we move back to your childhood in Ukraine, so that was in the mid 90s. So at school, were you still learning Russian at school?
No.
Okay.
School was in Ukrainian, and actually all education was in Ukrainian. I know that there was some. We had one completely Russian school, Russian-speaking school, and at some school there were like Russian-speaking classes.
Okay.
But like our language is Ukrainian. At university, I don't know how it's right now, but probably same. But we still use Soviet Union books because actually they're really good. Like they're lots of good information about science, and they are in Russian. And at university, I was translating automatically from Russian into Ukrainian. Yeah, it wasn't a problem at all. Like it was so normal. Like nobody was thinking that it's something wrong with that.
Did you learn Russian by yourself over the years, or were you one of the students who had Russian classes?
My father, he's Russian.
Ah, okay.
But I speak Russian not because of that.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain. It's not languages are pretty similar. It's not like I don't know French and Finnish language. So it's not like that. So they're pretty similar, and we have similar alphabets. And on TV, for example, one TV host speak Ukrainian, other one Russian. So now it's completely everything in Ukrainian for many years. But that time it was absolutely normal. And also we had same show business. So stars from Russia, they used to have concerts in Ukraine. Our Ukrainian artists, they went to Russia. Also in some TV shows, it's actually feel like one big, I even can say family. It was like that. So
like cousins almost.
Yeah, we really, I think everybody have family somewhere like in Russia, and people from Russia have families in Ukraine. So because how Soviet Union was built, so system was, so you go to university or college, and then they sent you somewhere to work on the factory. So, for example, you were born like in Kiev, and they decided to send you to Tallinn because here's some factory that produced something. And I think idea was to mix all the nations and to create this like big family. So don't have actually your home. It was like that. That's why we have relatives everywhere. It's absolutely normal, and that's why a lot of people speak Russian, because like they were sharing this language everywhere.
Yeah. And so that means the second language that you learned at school was English, maybe, or did you have a choice, or?
Well, it was, I can like, will be third language, I think, because like Ukrainian Russian is something like my first language altogether. Then at school a choice about learning English or French. Yeah, and I remember that I started learning English from kindergarten. We just learned some animals and maybe something else. I don't really remember, but it's cool. Yeah, we started learning English, and guys who were learning French, they know nothing. They can't speak at all. It was just useless classes. Yeah, but that's actually weird. Like we learn English from childhood. And now it's really popular. Parents show like English cartoons for kids, some educational stuff, with colors, animals, and so they catch the word. But at that time, so you finish school, you learn English for, I don't know, 10 years at school, and you know nothing. You can you can say like, my name is, and that's it.
Yeah.
And London is the capital of Great Britain. That's everybody knows that.
Yeah, I would say the same thing about our English classes back then, back home. So yeah, it seems to be a universal theme. So you arrived in Estonia 4 years ago. That was before the whole world turned upside down.
Yeah.
First with the pandemic. And now, I mean, I gotta ask you, you must be sick of talking about the war.
I'm sick when when I say that I'm from Ukraine, people usually like, oh, and I don't know, what does it mean? Like, what do you mean by this? Oh, I understand that they might be like sad, but anyway, it feels like it's kind of right way. Like what they're supposed to do, like when they hear that I'm from Ukraine, but they don't know my story.
They show empathy, but that's true. They don't know your story. That's true.
And what was really like strange, and I didn't trust people, like first days of the war, if like local Russians, when they used to do this, oh, like, I'm so sorry that happened to your country. And I didn't know what they meant, because that days, even now, there are like two ways of truth. So like Ukraine attacked herself, or Russia attacked Ukraine. So from Russians, I didn't know what they mean. Like they can be said that Ukraine attacked itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I wanted to kill this person. Yeah. So that's why I ask like extra questions to understand what this person like actually think about it. Yeah. And a couple days ago on Tinder, I met a guy. He was from like, I asked where he's from. He said from Moscow, and that he's in Tallinn for a couple of weeks. And I asked if he ran away from mobilization.
Yeah.
And he started making like, these emojis like, ha, 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 yes, like I can say so. And then I told him that probably I can't speak to him. Like I can't communicate with him at all. Like I have Russian friends here, and I'm absolutely okay. It's not about where they're from, but really this person, instead of changing something in his country, he just ran away and make jokes about that. And then he also said like, oh, they made us arguing about it. Like, who made? I didn't ask him, but it was like that situation. Like, oh, I'm so sorry about war. So like you don't know what he means. Like he think that Putin is evil and he did it, or I don't know, maybe NATO or states, or I don't know what they believe. And I didn't want to know. So I told him like, sorry, I can't.
Yeah. No, yeah, that would make sense. Yeah. I mean, it is such a dense subject to unpack.
Ukrainian, they are fighters. They really wish for their country all the best. And those people who, like, I'm not judgmental. There's lots of reasons why people run away from the war. It's absolutely normal. People want to leave. And I think everybody wishes this war to stop. But what I meant about this guy, can you imagine like how many men right now run away from Russia? Like instead of go and protest, if all of those million peoples, they just go to Moscow, to this Red Square and protest.
That's true.
But they just choose to run away and pretend that nothing is going on. Because for them, is nothing is going on.
Like the war did not affect them until they got drafted.
Yeah.
Now they started caring about the war because it started affecting them directly.
I watched some interviews. Like there is like this region that like Russian region that close to Ukrainian border, and sometimes they have some explosions and like rockets fly there, and people even there they don't understand what's going on. They just I don't know. I don't know how to explain.
They must be thinking Ukraine is attacking them because they are still, they have like a Russian state TV telling them you're being attacked by Ukrainians.
Actually, the problem that Russian TV, it says no truth about that. So,
absolutely.
For example, after beginning of the war, there were like explosions in some like big storages with weapons or something. And on Russian TV, they said that like someone was smoking in the wrong place. That's why there's an explosion. And they also use new language. They change words to something like
special operation. I think they call it.
Well, like special operation, but they never say that it's explosion.
Okay.
It's like
chemical reaction.
No. I'll use Google Translate.
Okay, yeah, that's okay, no problem.
Sorry, it's like a clap, like when you.
Oh,
so
wow,
they explained that happened, and in Ukraine we have jokes because so in Russian it says chlopok, and a bit similar to word chlopok that means cotton. And in Ukraine, cotton is bavovna, and they make joke that bavovna happened in Russia. So this, cotton.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, I mean, on the other hand, it's kind of people, for example, people outside of Moscow and St. Petersburg, people living in smaller cities, their only source of information is Russian TV, Russian state TV.
Because it's their choice.
Yeah, that's true. I am not like excusing them, but like you get told a lie often enough, it starts messing with your head. Some people might start believing it. It's unfortunate, and some people are not that educated. It might be easier to convince, easier to manipulate. But
well, again, it didn't happen like at one moment. This is actually a special operation, They were planning it for many years, and they were putting some this propaganda step by step. So that's how people believe.
That started with the Crimea, probably in
even
2014.
Earlier, even like before Crimea. There's supposed to be a reason why they supposed to take Crimea from Ukraine. And propaganda happened before. So they made people believe that Crimea is part of Russia and like it's historical thing and blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, but even continents were together many years ago, So what? Now we need to put them together again? Like I think every country has border like issues, that some part of other country used to be in some other country. It's absolutely normal, but we live in now it's 21st century.
No, absolutely.
So like we live in peace, and of course there are some wars somewhere and diseases. It's really sad, but to have a war just to get some part of other country in 21st century, like why you need this, especially for Russia? They're so huge.
Yeah,
it's giant country and they have so many territories. It's wonderful and beautiful country, but please take care of your, Siberia, and fire every year in the forest. Like take care about that. Why you need to take western, like south part of Ukraine? Why? There's nothing for you there.
Some people are saying, I mean, I heard it from Anna, who is here with us today. Hello. She says hello. And I mean, I don't want to speculate, but some say that the plan might be Putin, what he wants to do is like unify the Russian people, quote unquote, and that would include Belarus and Ukraine and turn it into like the Russia of old times or
Someone say
something.
that he wants to like renovate Soviet Union. So Baltic countries also think that's
Yeah, but Estonia is in NATO.
Yeah,
So that I mean, let's hope it doesn't get to that, because that would be
let's hope.
really horrible.
It will mess completely.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, who knows what's going on in this guy's head, you know?
I think that's the problem. Nobody knows what the plan is, like what he wants to do, like why.
Yeah. And also, well, I mean, we talked about it at the restaurant yesterday. The city of Kherson was, Ukrainians were going to get it back in a few days. And if they keep pushing back, Russian troops, you know, back to the original border. So if Ukraine could retake Crimea, for example, then what would Putin do?
I don't know.
Again, let's not focus on that, because
I wish it's like a Game of Thrones. I wish someone will poison him or kill him. It'll be big holiday for all the world. I think. Well, maybe it's not nice to say that, but I think everybody understands that. It's actually the right thing to do.
No, absolutely. It would be a net positive for, one down would save 100,000 down the road.
Because really, like, this war happening just because of one person.
Absolutely.
That's it. So that's the solution. If anyone knows some killer or...
Yeah. And it's also crazy. I forgot who I said that to the first time, but it is crazy how we let, quote unquote, like the fate of the free world, basically, in the hands of one person. Yeah. How did it get to that? It's a ton of small mistakes along the way, I guess. But okay, so let's close that parenthesis. Do you still? I mean, I'm guessing you still have many friends in Ukraine. Still, do you keep in touch with them?
Not really, because when I moved here, our words. Like our world, it becomes so different, their lifestyle and my lifestyle here, it was so different. And I didn't have any job here. I was always alone. And I was calling to my friends, and she's telling me how she like started a new job and met some new people there. I was really happy for her, but I didn't have anything like that here. Then we visited Ukraine twice after moving to Estonia, and every time we met with friends, it was super nice. But anyway, I already felt this gap between us because life is so different, like in two countries. Absolutely normal. So I know that they always happy to see me. I always happy to see them. If they decided to visit Estonia, I would happy to have them here. So it's this type of friendship when you know that you have these people no matter what, but you're not that close anymore, unfortunately.
So once this is over, would you be interested in moving back to Ukraine, or you're done with that for now?
I had opportunity to move back to Ukraine after divorce. I was thinking about it, but the truth that I have nothing there. Like it will be for me starting life from scratch again. And it's too hard.
Yeah.
Like I have, from family, I have only sister with her family. My mom lives in Poland for the last couple years. Okay, I have a couple friends, but again, it's like you need to start to find job. You need to find place to live. And it's same as it was here. And here I already had a job. I already had new friends, place to live, and I felt like it's my home already. So yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you mentioned, and I don't want to scratch that that wound too much or something, but to establish proper timing, you mentioned divorce. Did that happen before the war?
Yeah, it happened before war. Like last year, actually, in beginning of December, we separated. And then we officially got divorced in spring.
Okay.
And before that, like we separated, and I applied for a new residence permit because mine was attached to my husband's.
Mm-hmm.
And I also wrote a big explanation letter why I want to stay in Estonia, and that's.
I think you wrote it in Estonian,
No,
right?
I wrote it in Russian.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, I think my Estonian not that good. Well, maybe with a teacher, with someone's help, I could do that. But yeah, so anyway, I made it in Russian, but I was worried that it might be, maybe my salary is not good enough for them, or so I was worried about some issues that can happen. And then war happened, and one good thing from that, I realized that nobody will send me back.
That's true.
So, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's weird to say, but that was the positive thing about it.
Yeah, I think it is the only, not the only, this is my personal positive thing.
Mm-hmm.
But for the country that we finally realized our identity. People who used to speak Russian because I don't know why they spoke Russian before. It was so normal, so we didn't care about that. But now they started speaking Ukrainian, then they really trying, and now we have amazing content on YouTube in Ukrainian. Also, all TV, it's for the last 8 years, definitely it's in Ukrainian, but it was step by step. But now it's main goal for everybody to listen Ukrainian music, read Ukrainian literature, speak Ukrainian language, and wear Ukrainian clothes, and a really cool country. And so I think after war, everyone should visit Ukraine because we're cool.
I agree. It was on my list, actually. And I know someone who was supposed to do the marathon in Kiev, but it's been postponed.
Mm-hmm.
And he will do it. I'm sure he will at some point. And I just might do the same at some point. Yeah. I remember there were some demonstrations after elections a few years ago, I think, or was it because of Crimea? Like not the Maidan?
Yeah.
What was it about? The Maidan Square or the Maidan?
Well, Maidan Square is. Maidan means square in Ukrainian.
Square.
Yes.
Awesome.
And it's main square in Kiev.
Okay.
That's square of independence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And are you talking about protests before Crimea?
That's what I'm trying to remember because there were documentaries about it, but it probably was.
Yeah, probably was that time. We had pro-Russian president Yanukovych.
Yes. Okay. That was because of that.
Yeah. So,
okay.
For many years, Ukraine was trying to be closer to Europe because we like European lifestyle and European mindset. So we closer to this part, and but we were between Europe and Russia. And so that president, he was more about Russia and business with Russia and things like that. And he's supposed to sign some documents. I'm not sure what was exactly, but something with European Union. And he didn't do that. Instead of that, he signed something with Russia. And people said if I might say that, what the fuck?
No, please.
And that's why they started protesting. And as it usually happened in Ukraine, students started protesting because they think about their future. They're going to live in this country. They want the best, and they started protesting. And then this president, he used not army, but some
riot police, I think.
Yeah, some sort of police, and there were a few people died there, and then all countries started protesting. If you want to, protests were in every city, but most people went to the capital, to say that there are a lot of us. We wanted changes. And then he ran away and then discovered lots of corruptions, what happened. And then our previous presidents, they took care of the country before elections. And then it's actually everything was legal by our constitution, how it's supposed to be in sort of this case. So our our president and our parliament is how to say correctly. So I mean they on their places and people chose them.
Yeah, they are rightfully elected.
Yeah, they have all
Yes.
rights to be in power. So
Yes. Okay.
yeah.
Because I saw this documentary. I think it was a on PBS Frontline, and I remember Klitschko, the mayor of Kiev, went there and talked to the people there. I remember that.
Oh, he's funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty awesome.
Well, I don't know. Every mayor of Kiev, they always. Our previous one was like he was talking with aliens. He was a weird guy, but people loved him. I don't know why that happened to Kiev, but anyway, maybe you heard about bridge that Klitschko built. It made of glass and steel, and when a couple days ago Russia attacked Ukraine with like bombs all over the territory.
Yeah.
One of the rockets probably they wanted to destroy this build, but it made of glass. Can you imagine? And actually, when it was built, people were a bit scared to walk there because it was a bit shaky because it's really long bridge. Some I don't know wind and. There were a few cracks on this bridge already at the opening day. That's why people were like, okay, I'm not sure if I want to go there. But after this bomb and this bridge, Crimea bridge is broken.
Yes.
And this one is everything good with it. So, yeah.
Nice.
So now it's
still standing.
Now it's new meme.
So I guess the Russian rockets are not that accurate. They want to destroy a glass bridge and they cannot even do it.
And then people start talking that it was made from steel that made in Azov, Azov factory that destroyed right now by Russians.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's steel, we're really strong.
Nice. All right. Are you still okay with the more questions not related to Ukraine?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, we can have a few music questions if you want.
Okay, let's try.
Because this was, this podcast started from a group listening to a music podcast, but that's another story for another day. Okay, so what was your first concert?
I remember as a child, my concerts was when famous Ukrainian singers, when they visited city and they had concerts on the main square for some city holiday, for example, or Independence Day or something like that. So that were my first concerts.
Okay.
But then I bought tickets and went to. Well, I never been a huge fan of someone, so I started actually listening music when I got a car, and I usually listen it while I'm driving. So I never been a huge fan, but when I worked as a florist, once we decorated some wedding, and we were making some flower arrangements on the tables, and some band was having a sound check, and I was listening something it sounds really good, and something familiar, but I'm not sure. And then I realized that it's a band, The Heart Kiss. It's Ukrainian brand.
Okay.
And when I got home, I started listening, and oh my God, first time in my life, I became a huge fan.
Okay.
And then I remember that I used to see some poster that they had a concert when they just started. They had concerts in nightclubs. So somewhere when you can be really close to them, not on a huge stage when you just have your seat, and that's it. So I became a huge fan. And they had, when I found out that they have a concert in our city, I said, yes, I should go there. And I bought a ticket. It was amazing. And then next time they had their first European tour. And we went to Prague. We combined, we connected two things in a time, travel somewhere and this concert. And in Prague, they had concert in some tiny nightclub. And I was so close to the stage, close to them. And then somewhere in the middle of the show, she gave me 5. And that was
nice.
this moment when like, oh my God, I'll never wash this hand.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it was super cool. Yeah.
Nice. Also, Prague is cool as well. So, nice duo there. Was it your favorite concert? That one?
It's probably favorite because it's first one. But last month, our other Ukrainian singer had a concert in Tallinn. It's Onuka. And so I bought a ticket, and it was also unbelievable. And she's like, why she's special? She's a granddaughter of really like famous Ukrainian. He's making traditional Ukrainian music instruments.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She his granddaughter, and she also used interest in music instruments with electronic things, and I don't know, it's super amazing. And they brought all those instruments like to the stage to like yeah. And what really surprised me, they brought trembita. Trembita is a huge instrument, like it's like really long stick that people use in the mountains, for example, in Carpathian mountains, for communication between, like, one guy taking care of some sheep, and on one mountain, other one on other mountain, and they communicate. And it's a really interesting, like, and deep sound.
Okay.
And they brought it, to Tallinn from Ukraine. It's really huge stick.
And like, do they blow in it? Or?
Yes.
Nice. And it was here?
Yeah, it was in Tallinn.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so what would be your most memorable or favorite brush with fame? Have you ever interacted with a celebrity? Or maybe movies or sports or music or whatever?
No, probably no. No, I never. Like, I was thinking about it. When, for example, this hard case, when they visited our city, and I thought like, oh, maybe they will have lunch somewhere, and I can see them in the city. Well, I'm not a stalker. I didn't follow anybody, but I had these thoughts like, okay, if I will meet them, like, what I can say, like, and also, I don't want to disturb them. They also, they people. If they have dinner at the restaurant, they want to have this dinner. Why are you supposed to go there? Oh, I'm a big fan. No.
It's not your thing. It's not your type. Okay, so we can move on, if you want, to the quick and quirky questions, the weird questions.
Okay, let's try.
If you're ready. Okay, so first one. Would you rather speak all languages or play all musical instruments?
I think speak all languages. Yeah.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Next question. If you could get a ticket to any show or event, music or sports, past or present, what would you want a ticket to? Anything in history?
Actually, I'd like to visit Queen's coronation.
Okay. No, yeah, that's a great answer.
Go back
actually.
in time, and see that, or at least something, I don't know, some event with Queen. I'm a huge fan of royal family.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That's okay. I think it's the first time I heard a Ukrainian person say that, because like you're not affected by the Queen in any way.
Yeah, of course. But I don't know. Great Britain is. I think I like it for like traditions, and there are other countries with monarchy, but I think only British royal family, they like really represent, this, I don't know, royalty. They. I think this love started with wedding of Kate Middleton and Prince William.
Okay.
It was on TV, and I was watching it, and I'm like, oh, so beautiful. Yeah.
People my age would have had the same answer, but it would have been Lady Diana and Charles' wedding like a million years ago.
Actually, it's really sad story. I don't understand people who make like, I don't know, like Angel, the Diana is Angel. They had awful marriage, and I'm really sorry for what happened to them. They were both so unhappy there, and all this marriage and everything. Like, I don't know. Look at Charles right now with Camilla. They look perfect to each other. They always happy. So I think what happened to Harry right now with Meghan Markle, it's same what happened to Diana, and that's really sad.
Well, yeah, and she died. I remember when she died, I was visiting Germany actually during that time in '97, and I stayed in hostels, and I didn't watch TV or anything. I, avoided all newspaper or something. And I think 3 days later, I walked by a newsstand, and I would see the headlines in German, like, how did Diana die and blah, blah, blah. And I had no idea that she had died. I knew about it 3 days later.
Oh, well. I think that time probably it was the worst news ever about it. Yeah, it's really sad. But I hope that she had her last years of life, like after divorce.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was happy finally.
Yeah. What happened to her? She died in a really shitty way, being chased by a paparazzi almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, horrible. Number 3, let's try and move on to funny funny things, if possible. Number 3, what is your favorite insect?
I don't have answer to this question because this butterfly is insect.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let be butterflies.
Okay, good. Number 4, what scene from a movie scarred you for life?
Well, I remember when I watched Sweeney Todd.
Yes.
And there were an episode when Helena Bonham Carter was making mincemeat. And after that, I couldn't look on any meat. And I'm not a vegetarian, but it like scarred me for a while.
Okay, yeah, that works. What is the best nickname you've ever heard?
Well, I always had a problem with nicknames for myself. When you created some profile somewhere, you need to create some nickname. Mm-hmm. I always struggle with that. But my last name used to be Tupikina, mm-hmm. and I hated it. And one of my friends from university, she called me Klubnikina, what is a bit similar, but it's like strawberry something. Okay. Yeah. So, and I used this nickname for many years because I liked it, because I really hated my last name that time. It's closer to some stupid, yeah, like, I mean, if translated somehow. So that's why I didn't like it.
Okay, but what does it mean if it's translated?
Well, Tupikina, like when it's about like stupid person, some like I don't.
Really?
There is no like direct translation, but meaning like what can I say about person with such, not person, but about this last name? It's some like stupidity, something.
Okay.
Yeah. So strawberry sounds better.
Yes, it does. All right. So question number 6: what would you name your boat if you had one?
I was thinking about it. I can't imagine myself having a boat, but I have a car. Mm-hmm. And my car has a nickname. I call her Bibika.
Okay.
Well, I drive a Nissan Juke, so it's really cute car. Mm-hmm. And like Bibika from like beeping, sounds. Yeah, I never beeped, but it's so cute, and I call her Bibika.
All right. Okay. Number 7, where is the worst smelling place you've ever been in?
I think it's Naples. Napoli.
Oh, okay.
The worst city ever. It's so dirty. I think I've never been in India, but probably it's almost same. Like it's India in Europe.
Jesus, that bad, huh?
That bad. Like wow. Garbage everywhere. Some mattresses, homeless people. There was some castle in city center. It smelled like shit and like pee and it was awful. I have picture I'll show you, but it's disgusting city.
Wow. Okay. All right. I've never been.
You have to visit.
Yeah, I know. Well, now I'm not so sure. Question 8. When did you screw everything up, but no one ever found out it was you?
I'm not sure I had such situations. I probably, if I screw up, I screw up.
You're gonna be upfront about it. You're gonna be honest about it. All right. Question 9. If you were going to write a book, what would it be about?
Well, after I moved to Estonia and I had really bad time with depression here, and I thought that maybe something good is waiting for me in future. It would be cool maybe to write a book or to have a blog about this like suffering part and how I got success. So if that happened to me, if I'll be successful, maybe I'll write a book about my life.
All right. I have a question about that, but this next one first. If you were given a 1-minute ad slot during the Super Bowl or the World Cup final, whatever, that you couldn't sell, you have to use it, what would you fill it with?
I'm not really realize what kind of people, what the audience of these sports events, because like it's American stuff, right?
Yes.
So, but I know that lots of people will see that. I wish that time I have my own coffee place, so I will.
Oh, that would be wow.
Yeah, I'll show that you need this to drink this pumpkin spice latte. You know,
everybody would know about that place then. So yeah, what I had in mind a few seconds ago was I asked earlier what surprised you the most about Estonia. Is there something that annoys you about Estonia, like the people or the country? Something that you don't like?
Well, it's about this service, you know, that's everything
okay,
like slow. Yeah,
okay.
It's like I'm okay about that. It's also made me like to slow down to plan, like if I want to make a gift for someone, like birthday presents, that I need to think about it for like months before, so I can think about it and then order and then wait for delivery, so stuff like that. But in general, it's good. But usually people complain about weather, but I'm absolutely okay about that.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's been so for the past couple of years. Days, cloudy, rainy, mostly.
Yeah, but it's autumn. Like, what do you expect?
Well, yeah, but like some places are worse than others, I guess. Like the winters in Berlin, they suck. You know, it's gray all the time and some rain.
Have you been in winter in Estonia?
No.
Well,
it's probably the same, I guess.
think the problem that, it's this country is on the north. So in summer, we have white nights. So when it's 24/7 light, like it's like really long day without night. But in winter is opposite. So it's really dark at 3 p.m. already. And also it's usually gray. And sunrise, it's late after 9. So it get light late and get dark really early. So it's always dark. And Finns, they prefer to drink. Estonians prefer to do sports. So you can always see people outside running, walking with dogs. In winter, they skiing everywhere, in parks, in the city, everywhere. And that's super cool.
And do you do that too?
I wish.
Okay.
I thought that maybe last winter I will learn how to ski. Now I hope that this winter I'll do that.
Okay.
Well, now I know more Estonians and maybe someone will teach me.
Yeah. Sure. The social circle gets bigger and bigger. Good. Okay, so we are about 1 hour in. Are you good for 10 more questions?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, all right. Okay, over time. Question 1. You are going back in time and wind up face to face with 15-year-old you. You have 10 seconds before you travel back to the present day. What do you tell your younger self? So that means you were 15 years old then.
I will hug her and will tell that she's doing everything good. Yeah.
Okay, good. Oh, good. That is very, how can I say, very sweet and very wholesome answer. That's good. Awesome. Okay, question 2. If you could live in anyone's head for 15 minutes, a la being John Malkovich, who would you choose?
I actually don't want to live in someone's head, but maybe I wish to get to my husband's head, and maybe it would help me understand why he was like that.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Definitely. Question 3. What is the best compliment you've ever received? Or the nicest thing anyone has ever said to you?
Well, I think it's about coffee when customers, like I made some cute latte art, and they like, oh, you made my day. It's like the best thing I ever had. Yeah, so it's nice because like to have compliments about the way I look like, or like it's I don't know, it's like normal, some usual stuff, but about my work that make me feel happy.
All right. Number 4, what is your hometown best known for?
It's actually hard to say. It depends for what people, because for IT people, it's well known for like IT sector because it's also pretty good there. For travelers, we have a huge bridge through Dnipro River. And next one is like 100 something kilometers from it. So like it's one bridge. And also, I think near Cherkasy, Dnipro is one of the like widest parts of Dnipro River. So it's really big. It looks like sea almost.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so number 5, name me 3 items on your bucket list.
What is bucket list?
Bucket list is the things you want to do before you die. Kicking the bucket is another term for dying. So bucket list is 3 things you want to do before you die.
I don't want to die.
Okay, so number 1, not dying. Okay, that's one.
I don't know. I want to be happy. I want to, I don't know, be successful in career, but at first I need to choose another career. And what else? I think I'd like to visit Santa Claus. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Why not? Well, I mean, for example, is there like a place that you would like to visit? Like on your travel list, what's number 1?
I don't have number 1. I have a lot of number 1s.
Okay. Well, what's one of them?
Istanbul.
Oh, okay. It's a very interesting place. Yeah, very special. Not for everyone, but definitely worth a visit for sure.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yep. If you like being around people, also 15 million people there, I think.
After Estonia, it will be.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be a shock. It's gonna be a culture shock for sure. All right. So number 6, what is the best insult you've ever heard?
Well, yesterday I told you about this video that when I was working as a florist, our boss decided to create a video about some Christmas decoration for the table. And I don't know how that happened, but I was like on this video, I was making this composition, and many years after that, I decided to find it on YouTube. It's there. It's 7 years ago. I checked today that it was 7 years ago. I had really long hair, and so I was making this like decoration on a table, and my hair always like was falling like in front of me, and lots of comments that they make me laugh because all the comments like, oh, this girl should grow even longer hair so we can't see anything on this table. Yeah, so those comments, they're so funny. But again, this video made 7 years ago. There are almost no DIY things on YouTube that time in Ukraine. So, and the guy who was filming this, he's still making like wedding videos, some promotion stuff. So he know how to show some like beautiful things, like this picture, but he didn't know what exactly he needs to show, like what's important in creating this decoration on a table. So that's why it was like just me far away from the camera.
Well, yeah, hopefully he learned
But it's not his job. He did it just like, as a favor for friends, probably for free. Okay. So
nice.
I'm YouTube star. I have haters.
All right. So question 7, if you could have dinner with 3 people, dead or alive, language, not an issue, who would it be?
I think I don't want to meet with like people I like famous people, because, for example, if I like some author or singer, I probably have my vision of this person, and I really don't want to
be disappointed.
Yeah. So that's why I'd like to have dinner with all my family. Like all times, it's not 3 people, but like with all this homemade food. And yeah, I really miss that.
Traditional Ukrainian food?
Yeah, like, I don't know, maybe some Christmas dinner.
Okay. Well, yeah, they say never meet your heroes for that reason, for the reason you mentioned. Okay, so number 8. What is the biggest surprise you've had over the last few months?
Few months. Petrol prices?
Okay, a bad one. All right. What about this week? Like the biggest surprise of this week so far?
Well, I met you and we haven't podcasted.
Okay, that works. Yeah, I'm sure you did not expect that at the beginning of the week.
I wasn't expecting in my life.
Okay, there you go. I'm going to meet a Canadian person and I will be on a podcast. So that's 2 items.
Canadian person in Tallinn, like it's...
Well, yeah. There aren't a million of us, I guess. I mean, you've met Canadians before.
Not sure.
Woo! Yay! That's the first. Woohoo! Okay, awesome. I hope I didn't discourage you for meeting other Canadians in the future. Fingers crossed. All right. So, okay. Next to last question, question 9. What keeps you up at night? Or maybe a better way to phrase this would be, what is your biggest fear?
Probably my biggest fear is like to fail in life, but I sleep good.
Okay.
Well, and if I have sleep issues, then I listen some relaxing music or audiobook. Yeah.
That works.
Especially I have this, maybe, it's pretty popular, pretty famous, about meditation. It's called the Headspace. And audiobook, this guy who wrote this book, he also made an audio, and his voice is really calm. And when you listen it, you feel asleep immediately. So then you have no worries in life after that.
You're not, you don't think of yourself as an anxious person in general?
No, I'm in therapy. I have a therapist, so I'm good with myself, and I don't worry about like stuff.
Okay. No, yeah, perfect.
I worry about only important stuff.
Perfect. So question 10, 10A. What is your fork in the road moment? What would you say is the pivotal moment of your life?
Well, I have this feeling like my life divided like before Estonia and after Estonia. It's completely different.
Yeah, I didn't want to answer for you, but I kind of expected that answer, to be honest. Or maybe wedding, deciding yes instead of no or something. That could have been.
No, wedding, it was amazing, but moving here, that's really changed my life.
Okay, good. And last question, what are you the most proud of?
I'm proud of myself.
That's good.
Well, there are a lot of things that I'm proud of. And I don't know, last year, for example, I got my driving license in Estonia, and my driving exam was in heavy snow. I couldn't see any signs on the roads, and it was slippery, and you sit in this car that for the first time with some instructor. So yeah,
all in Estonian, of course.
Yeah, it was in Estonia. And next day after that, I made tiny mistakes. But anyway, I got my driving license from first try. I passed all the exams from first try. I'm a good driver. So, but anyway, I felt like I didn't deserve it. And next day, and what really cool stuff in Estonia. So everything is online in the system. So I passed exam, and after that, I already can drive a car.
Oh, okay.
So just
didn't need to wait for any documents.
No, they sent me this ID driver card in a week, but I could use my ID card, like residence permit, and I can drive. So it's in the system that I can drive. So I asked my husband to rent a car, and we decided to go out of city. And then we visited some nice minor, and again, there were lots of snow and our car stuck on snow. So it like, not only like wheels, but all car, it was on snow.
Sank in the snow.
Yep.
Oh,
And so husband, he started panicking as it was rented car. There was nothing to help us to clean the snow. And he was looking for some branches around. He thought that maybe if he put something under these wheels, it will work, but it's not, because like car was laying on snow on top. So just nothing. And it annoyed me a lot. So I took everything like on myself and I cleaned snow under from the car and like drive back. And at that moment, I realized that I deserve my driving license.
nice.
Yes, because I can deal with some crazy situations like that.
You can dig a car out of the snow.
Yes,
That's awesome. Excellent. So that covers the question. I have to thank you very much for your patience and for your, I'm going to say, courage, to get in front of the microphone and, talk about yourself. That's not everybody can do it. It's not easy.
See, it's one more thing to proud of.
Yeah, absolutely. And where can we find you online? Do you have like a Twitter or Instagram or something?
I have Instagram. I have, and I post my barista job there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're interested in coffee and latte art, so welcome. I have Facebook, but I never post anything there. So it just repost from Instagram.
And what's your Instagram name?
Oh my God, I don't remember. It's Kate Pishman.
So Kate, so KATE dot.
Not dot, but this line.
Okay, underscore. So KATE underscore PYSMENNA. Okay, awesome. Thank you very much. I
Thank you for
enjoyed
inviting me.
A lot. I hope you enjoyed it too.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I surprised myself.
Awesome. Excellent. What a good way to start a Sunday. All right. So thank you, everyone. And we will catch you on the next one. Thanks.
Thank you.